We'll break it all down for you. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. I want to thank our sponsor today, and that is Tangem. Tangem is a great place to get your own self-custody wallet going, and it's really cool because you can use it like a credit card, works with your phone, very simple to set up. And the cool thing here is you can use all sorts of tokens over there, get off the centralized exchanges, start moving into centralized or decentralized wallets, and it's very simple to do. All you have to do is use our link down below. Now, there is a cool thing. You can get actually 20% off right now. If you use the link down below, just use PBN. It's going to give you 20% off, and you're going to do that, I think it's up to the 15th of December. So do it quickly. Hit that little Get Tangem button right there on their website, and boom, you will be in there to get the 3 cards set. That's the route to take, and you'll get the 20 off. All right, guys, let's go into a couple of points because I want to get into some of the detail here around this whole issue with Bitcoin falling. Everybody worried about Microsoft not selecting Bitcoin to put on their balance sheet. Well, of course, that did occur, and Bitcoin did take a little bit of a hit, down under 95K. A couple of things that you have to look at when you consider what is going on with Bitcoin right now. This, of course, is happening over in Abu Dhabi. And this is really getting into kind of the flow of how the rest of the world is looking at digital assets. When you think about that, you have to consider this right here. Tether's USDT is now accepted as a virtual asset in Abu Dhabi's global market. So interestingly enough, that they were hosting that event, the Bitcoin event in Abu Dhabi, while this is actually occurring in their global market, which is, of course, USDT on 3 major blockchains, Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche. That is why I think we're going to see more and more corporations and more companies starting to flow into Ethereum. One of the things you have to consider is Microsoft doesn't do things without almost like the Asians, 10-year plan. 50-year plan. They're looking at how does technology start to advance forward. So they're very cautious. I was actually an engineer there, ran a retail division there at Microsoft. And one of the things that we did at that time was we were usually 4 or 5 years out in terms of just our supply chain. So everything is done way in advance. They're looking for ways to start to integrate this. And I think this is what's showing up on some of our own research. If you look back into 2017, this is from 2017. Microsoft joined the Blockchain Innovators and Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and you can kind of see some of the companies in there. I'll zoom in on that right there. CME, JP Morgan, Monax in there, Santander, Tendermint's in there, and of course ING, etc. Point being is that all of this was happening right there, March of 2017, okay? Another thing, when you go back in to look at the history of Microsoft, you have to go back to the Ethereum Foundation. This was a video that was done 5 years ago, okay? Hardly no views on this video, by the way. But you'll notice something in here if you zoom in right there, Azure blockchain service. So the idea is that blockchain eventually would make its way into the enterprise. And I think that is really the sweet spot for Microsoft. And this, I think, is, of course, leaning into what is happening with Ethereum. I want to go to a clip real quick because this will be a little bit more current. It's only 3 weeks ago, and it will explain why Microsoft could be choosing ETH as the track. Take a look.
Again, I'm Karen Scarborough. I lead the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance as Executive Director right now. And in my day job, I work for Microsoft. So I have a very good hand on how some of the largest enterprises are viewing Ethereum today. We were actually an organization started way back in 2017. And Ethereum actually put together the largest consortiums of companies to be able to start acting on that activity. And ultimately, our goal is to make it so clear for business that whenever they choose to do business in Web3, Ethereum and the Layer 2 ecosystem is the very clear choice that they choose to go with. Now it is 100% public Ethereum base. That is our recommendation and our strong point of view to the enterprise ecosystem is to choose public Ethereum for where you want to build. Our membership rate is increasing at a all-time high at this point. We have the likes of Microsoft, EY, JP Morgan, Santander on the Web 2 side. We have strongly articulated points of view. We are not coming in with, well, maybe choose this ecosystem, maybe choose that. We are Ethereum based and want to give clarity to the enterprise ecosystem to join us in doing that.
What is your take on Microsoft?
It's where we want to build. I'll put it that way. It's the strongest ecosystem to align with for the future of the technology. More prolifically, if you look at enterprise cloud environments, Ethereum has always been the basis of which to build there. And that's really significant.
When you say Ethereum, are you talking like just mainnet Ethereum, or are you talking Ethereum including layer 2?
We're not directing people to mainnet activities, but building in that which has Ethereum as the settlement layer of the internet.
All right, so some other things you have to look at is the Microsoft marketplace. And of course, Axelar also is residing in there as well. And the reason is because of the interoperability. Axelar, of course, connected to a lot of chains out there, including Solana, Sui, Ripple, Stellar, etc. Not necessarily Bitcoin. So this is, again, more indicators that could be going in the direction of ETH being one of the primary focuses. If you go in and look at adoption, because this is one thing that Microsoft will also do, just like any major corporation, they're going to look at where the flow of major Fortune 500 and also industry leaders are going. If you look by entities, this is in 2024, these are the adoption of what we're seeing, of course, within Ethereum. And you'll see AWS, Adidas, Atari, Bank of China, all these are recognizable brands or companies that are significant in e-commerce. Disney, there you go, Dolce. It is unbelievable how much adoption we've already seen moving in the direction of where ETH is going. So Microsoft understands that. They understand where this direction is going. You also have to consider other companies out there that have kind of gone in this direction as well. We just did a video with Yatsu, and it was all talking about eBay joining Ethereum. Again, another major behemoth in Silicon Valley that has made a major move in this direction. So maybe the reason they did not choose Bitcoin was because of their plans and where their direction is going in terms of building on blockchain, being in the ETH ecosystem. One other thing to take a look at is their investment fund, their venture fund. And the fact that they're going into Web3 and gaming is already showing a good indicator of where they plan to go. And again, remember, the strategy, I think, for a lot of these companies, whether it's a Microsoft, an Apple, an Amazon, they're making long-term bets around where they think the tech is going to go. Now, there's a lot of new things that are starting to affect that AI, the likelihood of what we'll see in some of these layer twos, and also some of the other chains that are started to rise to prominence. And I think that's the direction we're leaning with where Microsoft is, because they recognize the new evolution around all of this. Now, remember, we did a video back here, it was a year ago, what was that? Yeah, a year ago we did this, and this is where they were leaking, Xbox was leaking involvement in an actual crypto wallet tied to the Xbox platform. Again, this just shows more, I think, density in terms of how Microsoft is looking at their entire business stack, whether it's enterprise, gaming, Web3, retail, e-commerce, all that plays into Microsoft's future. So with all that being said, I want to flip over to a clip real quick, because this is M12, their venture fund, and an investment they made in a company and a project called Space and Time. Take a look.
M12 is Microsoft's venture fund, and we are dedicated to investing in the best companies and identifying new innovation trends ahead of the curve for Microsoft.
Space and Time is the leading Web3 database provider. M12 has been an incredible partner for us. They're great at opening doors. They're great at pushing your strategy and your roadmap through the ecosystem. They're driving most of the enterprise adoption around data processing.
Be here. Space and Time is a blockchain for ZK proven data. And all that means is it's this massive database that collects every piece of data from every major chain. We're talking hundreds of terabytes of data. Any data from Ethereum, any data from Bitcoin, Polygon, ZK Sync, you name it, can be proven to clients that need it. Every AI agent that's gonna someday transact on chain or beginning to transact on chain needs this data. They need context about what's happening on chain.
All right, so again, data company, Microsoft, one of the largest out there. This could be the advantage that they need to be able to kind of lead Silicon Valley out. And I think, you know, many of these companies are looking for it, whether it's AI, blockchain, and really kind of this next evolution. So Microsoft could be on the precipice of something very special around the ETH ecosystem. Last up here, I want to hit on something. This is Karen Scarborough. This is the lady you just saw in the clip earlier. She's talking about an RFQ. This is a request for quote for the Wyoming Stablecoin Token Commission, closing on December 12th. Everybody building on ETH and relevant L2s should be looking at this and submitting where relevant as soon as possible. And this is done in a way, and this is what we've talked about this before on the Wyoming stablecoin, is we think that it most likely is going to be one of two potentials. Go back and watch our videos on this, but we think ETH will be involved, possibly Avalanche. There's a handful that could be tied in to where this stablecoin. And this is important because it's going to start setting the standard for a lot of different entities. Further into that, I want to go to one more clip, and this is Cathie Wood maybe revealing something. Take a look.
We've been involved with Bitcoin since it was $250 in 2015 when we wrote our first white paper on Bitcoin, ringing the bell for a new asset class. How big could that be? And so we think it could become, 2 to 5 or 6% of portfolios. Gold is a $15 trillion asset. And we are looking forward to sharing more papers about the two other digital asset revolutions, the financial services revolution and the digital asset property rights revolution. Now that is a big idea.
All right, so what Cathie Wood is talking about is really drilling down into Ethereum and the ecosystem there. Obviously, this is all going to apply to a lot of digital asset classes that ARK, of course, is starting to build on. And remember, ARK has already done a lot of these forward-thinking reports, a lot of those kind of things. So we're going to be watching very closely because I anticipate she's probably going to drop something out there, and I think it's going to be an ETH ecosystem, possibly a Solana, maybe an Avalanche ecosystem connection, showing the path forward on where all of this is going. You guys should stick around to catch all of that, and the way you do that is subscribe to the channel right now. Just click that little subscribe button, and of course, if you're not in the Diamond Circle, get in that as well. It's our own private group where we do additional podcasts, additional content from me, all sorts of goodies. Very easy to join. Just click the link down below. Follow me out there on X @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.